Nuisance suits.
All right, so I was gonna say welcome back, but I guess welcome back from the weekend. And we are here to just take action on S45, which just to refresh everyone's memory, we had unofficially been looking at the bill for several weeks. We drafted an amendment. We had a straw vote on that we then shared with House Judiciary, which had the bill. They suggested that since we had done so much work on it, that it would make sense for us to then officially have the bill. So they sent it to us last week. And here we are. So in a minute, I'll ask for a motion to recommend that we amend the bill S45 with, hang on a second, I want to make sure that we have the right draft here. I think it's 3.2. It's on today's committee page. If anybody following home wants to see it, it is, yeah, S45 draft 3.2 with today's date, May 27th. It's identical to what we had last time we looked at this. The only difference is at the top, it says to the House of Representatives rather than to the Judiciary Committee. Michael drafted this up. Question.
Judiciary take a straw poll on our version?
I don't know whether they did or not, but not when I was in the room. Yeah, so.
That's right, you spoke.
Yeah, I went down and presented it, but then I left. I don't know. They might want to do that. It's a good point. I'll suggest that they may be asked on the floor about that since they had it. So yeah, otherwise it's exactly the same. So we're going to get to that in a minute. And then we'll be done with our business for today. Just looking ahead to the rest of the week. The only other bill that I'm aware of that will be coming in for us to look at is H484, which is the miscellaneous ag bill that we passed not that long ago. It's right before crossover. Seems like it was not that long ago.
Who reported that?
That was
Applicants.
yeah. Yeah. That bill will be coming back to us with, I think, a couple of amendments. So we'll perhaps want to convene tomorrow, if we have it tomorrow, to look at that. And even if we don't have it, we might look at the amendments just so that we're prepared. And then we'll have to decide once we see it, whether we want to concur or send it to conference or amend it further. Those are usually the options, or do nothing. So those are the options that we'll have once we get it. I don't know that I can say definitively that's all we're going to do for the rest of the session. You never know, but those are the things that are at least on my radar.
Mhm.
And I don't think that we've got anything that's not bill related that we need to do. Can certainly get together if somebody's got something that they want to look at or hear testimony on that seems important before we go home.
What's happening in bills out of committee, that 124-60?
124 is going to be on notice. There was a little, so that was supposed to have been on notice today. There was a procedural hiccup on Friday, so it's not actually on notice until tomorrow. So this time of year, things can get moved immediately off the notice calendar with a vote of the House. I think maybe a 3/4 vote. So it's possible that we will take that right off the notice calendar and report it tomorrow. I guess the same is true of S45. If we move on that this afternoon, that could happen. S60 is in House Appropriations. I don't think that that's going to go any further, at least as far as I know this year.
I lobbied for it.
Not successfully.
I can't understand why. They said there's They said, well, there's no funding with it. And I said, no, but it's a vehicle. And I was told in a side conversation that, well, you know, they've always funded agriculture in those disasters. And I said, yeah, last. And I said, and poorly. And I said, we've created a vehicle. So if there's a disaster and money's become available, it has a place to go where it can get out rapidly to help the farmers.
Yeah.
And I will not, and people here heard me lobby for it today, and I will not relent.
Well,
They said it's in the budget.
In our caucus.
yeah.
It's not in the budget.
Not in the budget.
Well, thank you for speaking up. I know that the farmers who worked on this are resigned. I don't want to say I know they're resigned. I think they are understanding and are some of them.
They deserve that.
The political process. We can continue this conversation, but I'm thinking since our two committee members who are zooming in are taking a break from their labors, we might want to move ahead here so that they can get back to their work.
We know that they're on the.
I think, yeah, just checking, Greg and Heather, that you're able to hear us.
I can hear you.
Greg?
Yep, found the button. Yeah, I'm here.
Okay. All right. I don't know, do we need to see the committee members who are voting remotely?
I don't know.
Okay, all right.
I would have tested it.
I recognize their voice.
Their voices.
AI generated voices.
Well,
No, that was really him. He found the button.
That's right. That's hard to know.
We know.
have we had a motion?
No, so,
Sure.
but I will ask for, yeah, would somebody like to move that we,
Make the motion.
yeah, go ahead.
I move that we take action on S45 3.2 version of May 27th. Take action and vote on it.
Okay, so we'll recommend, and this is with amendment.
With amendments.
Yeah, okay. All right, is there a second?
Before we do, what?
Yeah, I'll say that.
Okay, now we can have some discussion.
3.2 has the amendments in it, the one that's dated May 27th.
Yeah.
So we're good there. Okay.
Yeah, and if you, yeah, it's on today's page again, it's the same language that we looked at and voted out a couple weeks ago. John?
So given the journey of this bill, is this the Senate version with amendment by House Judiciary further amended by House Agriculture? Is it a strike all with just our language now in it?
Yeah, I think that technically it's just a strike all with our language in it. Yeah, even though, well, yes, to give credit where it's due, House Judiciary's work is reflected in a lot of the language. And to give further credit where it's due, Ledge Council came up with probably most of the actual text. So,
Right.
yeah. Other, so before we vote, any other discussion?
This is a point of inquiry. We are voting on the actual bill right now, right? Not just saying we're gonna take it up.
Right, yeah, this is the actual bill, so that we're going to, and we'll just need one vote. I think we are only required to actually do one vote on on our amendment to the actual bill. Yeah,
Great, thank you.
And you're reporting it.
and I'll report it, yeah. Okay. Any other discussion? If not, the clerk can call the roll.
Okay, for the record, this vote on S45, an act for protection from nuisance suits. Practices dated today, May 27th, 2025. It's the type of vote is a favorable with amendment, draft 3.2. Michelle Boslin, how do you vote?
Yes.
Gregory Greg Bird. How do you vote?
I'm a yes.
Yes. Jed Lipsky, yes. Leland Morgan,
Yes.
Richard Nelson,
Yes.
John O'Brien,
Yes.
Heather Supernaw,
No.
David Durfee.
Yes.
Okay, vote is in. There are 7 yes, 1 no, 0 abstain. And Chair Durfee is going to be the reporter.
All right, thank you. And Linda, you can help me get back to the clerk. Here's the record. All right, thanks, everybody. I
just had one
yeah.
more question up here. Does it make sense at any point with S60 for us, this committee, to ask for it back? Just because I'm sure this committee would like to continue with it next year, and if it's sort of, corpse over and set some probes.
Yeah.
We could start off in
So
January.
to do new work on it, or
Yeah, exactly. Just to have it in our possession. So in January, we can
tune it
get up
up.
and running with it instead of having to come up with a new bill or.
Yeah, if we wanted to, and after a few months of thinking further about it, make some changes to it, that we could probably capture it back. We could also start afresh, I think.
Right.
Just take the.
Is there such a thing as asking for it back and bringing it on the floor with zero money attached to it? I mean, if appropriations isn't putting money to it, why are they holding it?
I think that that may be such a thing, but I don't know that that would be in anybody's ultimately vested.
Okay.
Including the farmers.
Okay.
The speaker could send it right back to them again.
Yeah.
Under Rule 51, any person from any committee could ask the body move to relieve House appropriations of, is it H or S? S60, and return it to the House Agriculture, Food, Resilience and Forestry Committee. I researched this for a different
bill, yeah.
a few months ago.
Yeah.
And the risk, I'm just sharing my insights, and it's not that I'm a legal scholar, but I did do counsel with the clerk of the House. And the risk is there's a call for a vote, could be a voice vote, could call for a division, could call for a roll call. If it gets, you don't pass, you request that the committee be relieved and a return to the House Agriculture Forestry. Then it may die there. When I was doing research, there was a certain tension or hostility from an amendment which was on the notice calendar that made another committee really, pull it back to one. So that is, I believe, how it works. Anyone, Rep. Nelson, anyone could stand up and ask for the bill to be.
I'm gonna keep working over appropriation committee people that I know and just say, why? Explain to me exactly why. You're not, we pass it out knowing it would have no money to it. Why are you hanging on to this?
So this is public record discussion. This action would take place during announcements. You're asking the speaker to relieve something. I think personally it'd probably be wise if you have a relationship with the, is it a Probst or where is it?
It's in a approach,
You
but
know, if you have a relationship with the chair, the vice chair, or all the leadership there, and they say, yeah, that was actually a great idea, if they won't say,
It's in House of Ropes. So,
yeah.
It's House of Ropes.
The,
I mean, that would limit the risk of having any objection. Yeah.
so a couple of thoughts here. First of all, as Representative Morgan just pointed out, if we got it back, could not ultimately go to the floor without going back again to appropriations, because it's got, it originally had an appropriation in it, even though we stripped it out. At least that's what I understand. And I double checked today with the chair, and at this point, there wasn't an interest in doing anything this year. I think that if you look at all the options politically and say, what do we ultimately want to get here? Probably the best move at this point is to continue having conversations with people who, are in the committee and work out that.
Yeah,
And leave it there.
I'm not looking to make anyone mad. I'm just,
No, you wanted to have life.
here's an alternative. If miscellaneous ag comes back to us, could we put farm security fund language in that and specifically say that it doesn't include any funding this year?
Mhm.
So it wouldn't go to a probes.
Yeah.
And try to pass that.
Yeah.
oh, John, I like the way you.
Yes.
It has to be the Senate because it's.
Of course.
Yeah, but I think we could get it. I
There's
think
no money
Senate-
attached to it.
Senate
Though.
Ag
It's
will-
essentially a funless fund.
I'm not entirely certain that that it wouldn't have to go to appropriations in that case, even though there was no money in it. If it talked about a fund, I don't know.
Yeah.
And I'm not 100% sure. All right, well, there's some, parliamentary thinking there, yeah. I don't know whether we still have Greg and Heather, but if you all need to sign off, I think we're about to wrap up, and you can, you're both working hard today, so get back to it.
Thank you.
Yeah,
Aye, aye,
thanks, Heather.
Captain.
Bye, see ya.
Have a good.
See you guys later.
All right, we're on the floor at 3 this afternoon, and then that can sometimes get delayed, just for,
He's never seen one.
Yeah.
The 3 o'clock
Oh,
start.
give me-
yeah.
These things not only take my breath away, if you get too close to,
It might
clear you up.
be like,
Unless they're gonna
I think,
to.
yeah, I think that, so the House, or rather the Ed Committee and Ways and Means are looking at the Senate version of the education bill, yeah, and I think they're gonna come at 3 o'clock with a request that we do one of the 3 things, concur or further amend or conference committee. So I think that's what will be happening at 3. After that, I don't know if there's anything today that we're going to be taking up. Tomorrow, we're on the floor at 10. I don't think that we're going to meet before that, but it's possible to just say alert if there's reason to rush action on 484, for example. But more likely, once we're done with the floor, we'll gather and take some testimony on that. And that may not be tomorrow. That might be Thursday.
I got 220 long range acres to spray tonight and tomorrow,
Okay.
tomorrow morning.
Okay.
And I don't have to put glyphosate with it, so I can start when the dew's on the ground. This morning I had to wait till the sun.
What is it? Did you say long range?
Yeah, it's either I gotta move my nurse truck, which takes a fair amount of time because we have 300 acres of hay down, and everyone's cutting hay and planting corn. Yeah, the farm is like this right now, and it might be just easier for me to load my sprayer and I go 28 miles an hour down the road. Go do what I gotta do and drive all the way back
Can you
18 miles.
fold all your arms in?
Yeah, I'm not
Not need a
running.
wide load escort.
If I was in this room, I'd have one tire sitting right there and the other tire would be sitting way over there. You could drive
How
that
wide?
old Datsun V210 pickups, you could drive right under them.
I think maybe we can wrap up the meeting and you guys can have that conversation. All right, we'll